welcome to ShareTreck. Today is the 4th of January 2022 and it's around 2:37 p.m. I'm going to keep this video as short as possible and I'm doing a bit of format changes and I would like your feedback on the comments if you like this change or not. I'm going to include a bit of contemporary news on CRISPR wherever available, in whichever episode I can manage to put a few in. And today's market is not looking great, so I thought that will be something positive you can take from this session instead of coming back here to see this channel and again getting hammered by bad news. So having said that, behind me is the VXN. That's what we track for volatility. However, in case of this particular episode, I'm going to talk about some CRISPR news. So the first good news we have is the first sickle cell patient treated with CRISPR gene editing is still thriving. I remember tweeting out this, retweeting this article from my Twitter feed almost 3 or 4 days ago, but I hadn't thought of bringing it into the videos here. So this lady, Victoria Gray, she was suffering from sickle cell anemia and she has been cured. It's been almost 2 years if I read this article correctly. She's 36 years old and she hasn't had any problems since the treatment. In between, she got a bit of cold. Typically, all her symptoms would start with a cold and get worse, but the cold just went away and nothing bad happened. So she's a normal person. So she's absolutely grateful. So this was done using the CRISPR therapy. And it is the result of the collaboration between Vertex Pharmaceuticals in Boston and CRISPR Therapeutics in Cambridge. So it's a joint venture. So I'm looking forward to CRISPR Therapeutics and Vertex start to monetize this within this year. So that is one news item I'm excited about. The second is first time genome editing made possible on cells lining blood vessel walls. So this could come in very handy for people who have diseases related to blood vessel walls. And again, this is a CRISPR-Cas9 technology that has been used. Researchers have developed a unique nanoparticle to deliver genome editing technology, including CRISPR-Cas9 to endothelial cells, which are cells that line the blood vessel wall. This is the first time that vascular endothelial cells can be reached for genome editing, since the usual way to deliver CRISPR-Cas9 through a virus does not work for this cell type. So if you recollect in my earlier videos about the challenges in CRISPR, I had mentioned that delivery has always been a challenge. And one of the challenges with delivery is the virus going to organs which are not targeted, off base edits and stuff like that. So this is really a good development and it can open up new avenues for development of therapies. So that's again a very positive development, and this news is pretty recent. It's 4th of January, so it's right off the press from Science Daily. The next news in News Scientist, this is on 15th of December. This is the first time I'm talking to you about crops related CRISPR projects. So, but I have acknowledged that crops are also going to be a part of monetization of CRISPR gene editing methodology. So 2021 in review, CRISPR edited food goes on sale in public. This is big in Japan, I believe. So in Japan, they have used CRISPR to modify the lettuce and beans, and it seems that the protein content is multiplied significantly in these crops. So that's what I gleaned from the article that I had read. That's again another positive news. And finally, CRISPR Journal publishes a study validating FAST-HDR gene editing technology. So this news is on January 4. So Express Cells Inc., a biotechnology company that creates genetically edited cell lines for research, drug discovery, and production, announced today that the CRISPR Journal has published the first study that validates the company's fast HDR technology. This study from Temple University shows the benefits of using FAST HDR to create genetically modified cell lines. This allowed the researchers to study 3 different proteins by tagging them with genes that code for fluorescent proteins. This removes burdensome work for detecting the proteins under study and accelerates the researchers' ability to track them via living cell imaging. So as a research scientist, I grew frustrated with the long lead times and inflexibility of older methods to detect multiple proteins by microscopy that needed cell-fixing and antibodies, says Dr. Oscar Perez Leal, assistant professor at Temple University. So yeah, so this is another positive development. So I thought let us take stock of the positive developments while the market continues to hammer us, because we have to use our psychological techniques to stay positive. So if you look at the VIX out here, I'm zoomed out to the 6-month view, and you can see that the VIX has spiked again today. It's gone up sharply, and the support which it has got at 20.94 seems to be pretty strong, because it's been there for a while, and we are unable to penetrate that and come down. We need to come down in order for the indices to go down. Now if you look at in order for the indices to go up. So if you look at this long-term view of Nasdaq, you'll see that we are in a bullish channel going upward. But today we are going to challenge this very, very strong support, which is supported by this diagonal support line as well as a horizontal support line. And we need to bounce back and stay above this, and we have to stay within the bullish channel instead of coming down. So I'm hoping for the best, keeping my fingers crossed. The MACD is looking bullish, but is tending towards the signal line, and it's likely to break down to a bearish situation before the market closes. It's around 2:43 p.m. right now. So there's plenty of time in which that can happen. So we may further end up lower today than we are right now. So right now we are down 1.90%. We could probably end up being minus 1.95 by the time the market closes. So it's not looking very good. The momentum is okay, not great. But now let's look at our set of shares, and I'm just going to sort it to make sure that we have the best one on the top. So Novartis and Vertex and Regeneron and Pfizer, these are the companies which are doing much better. And one of the common things for all of them is that they already have revenue streams in place, and they're able to weather this much better. Novartis is down minus 0.32%, Vertex is down minus 0.89, Regeneron minus 1.97, and Pfizer minus 2.88. Then followed by Bluebird, Teladoc, and so on, CRISPR being the worst performer today, followed by Intelia and Beam. So that is the situation in the market today. Let us go and have a look at CRISPR. Let us look at the worst ones and see how much more they can fall, or how they are doing. So yesterday, the last session that we had, I had this green channel of support, and I was hoping that we'd go along the support, but that has turned out to be false. So I'm going to just delete this. We are falling downwards. We are moving sideways and downwards, and our support is now at 66.36. So if you look at the MACD, it's running parallel to signal line. It's very weak. RSI momentum is also very low. So things are not looking good, and we may fall down a little bit further, but hopefully we stay above the 66.36 support line. Next, let us look at Intelia. So in case of Intelia, we are in the downward bearish. Sorry, I don't think it's the bearish one. Let me go out and have a look at it. Yes, it's a downward bearish channel, and in between we had caught a bullish upward opportunity, but we broke out of it. So I'm just going to remove these patterns from here. They are not helpful. We are moving sidewards and down. So our support is now at 133.18, and our resistance is at 132.97. And before we do 132.97, we have resistance at around 123.37, which is this diagonal line, which has been a resistance for a very long time, almost from 30th of June 2021. Next, let us go to Beam. Beam is down 6.72% today, or $5.52, and it has broken down below all the supports that we had. So I have to unfortunately convert these supports into resistances, and I'll have to plot more supports for this share after this recording. I'll have them in place. If you look at the one-day action, you can see that we are firmly below the last support that we had, which has now become resistance. That is at 78.83. So if you look at the MACD, it is bearish. The momentum is falling down. It's not great. Let's look at ARCG. ARKG today is down minus 5.85%, that is $3.70. And if I look at a 1 year time frame to get a bearing on where we are still in the bearish channel that is going down. What could have been support for us at 65.57 is no longer a support. We are firmly below it. We fell below it on 19th or 22nd of November, and since then we have not been able to go up. We are consolidating sideways, and our next support is going to be at 54.06. Our MACD is also turning bearish. It's poised to cross over the signal line and go into the bearish side. Our momentum is dying off. Dark pool activity is also negative. It's like some bad sentiment out there. So RG is not doing well at all. That same thing goes for Teledoc also. There is no need to look at it. Editas is down 6.04%. And as you can see, we are in a firm downward channel in it. We are still being supported by 25.50, which is where we are knocking, and we have already gone below 26.67, which was our support earlier. So I'm going to convert that into a resistance. So we got a couple of more supports, and we have earnings coming out in the on the 8th of March. So till then, I don't see any other catalyst unless we have a FDA approval or something. Some new breakthroughs. So the only positive feature out here is that dark pool activity seems to be positive. Otherwise, all the MACD and RSI are not looking too good. Let us go to Bluebird, which is down 2.92%. And I thought this was going to be a bull flag, but right now we have gone up and come back firmly into the channel. Let us see where the day ends. If the day ends above this green line, then this would have been a bull flag, and we may probably look forward to go up and challenge the resistance at 11.65. Otherwise, we are going to continue down on this channel. The MACD is also tending towards bearish, and the momentum is not there. Dark pool activity is very spotty and negative. Pfizer is down 2.74%, and it has gone below the last support that we had, so I'll have to plot more supports. The support at 56.22 is gone, and it has become a resistance now, so I've converted that into a resistance. The RSI and MACD are totally bad. They are not looking good. However, the dark pool activity is very, very positive. These are good companies, and they're going at a discount, so no wonder. Now, Regeneron also has broken through a lot of supports, and I'm going to convert them into resistances. This was at 624.20. The other support that we have broken through is at 619.54, which also have marked as red. And right now we are knocking at the doors of the support at 614.51. So if we break below that, then our next support is going to be at 610.88. And the MACD is not looking good. The RSI is very weak. The dark pool activity is positive. When we come to Vertex, it's the similar story. Dark pool activity is good. RSI is overbought, and it's coming down. So it has a long way to go down before it subsides. The MACD is bearish, and we are down minus 0.94 in the activity of the market today, and we have broken below one support at 220.15, so I'm going to mark that as a red and a resistance. And we have gone below the second support, which was at 218.66, and so I'm going to mark that also red. And we'll wait and see what happens with the two other support lines. We dipped through them and we came back up. There was a very strong buy, but the volumes have not been that great, so I wouldn't hold anything to that. It doesn't mean much. Novartis is the best performer, and it's still in the dark with a minus 0.22%, and it had mixed sentiment in the dark pool. The MACD is bullish, however, the RSI is overbought, so it needs to cool down. That is why we are not doing that well. But we are managing to stay above our support, which is at 87.69. So we also have the earnings coming up for Novartis on 2nd of February, so that could be a catalyst. So that's all I have to say about our shares today, and I'm sorry it's not been a very inspirational session because I don't have anything to work with. Everything is looking really bleak. And I'm not even talking about NVIDIA and the other shares because the overall market is not looking good. Tesla is the only bright spot. As I mentioned yesterday, it's starting to peter down. It's come down significantly. So as I mentioned, this quarter is really treacherous. So just be careful, don't do any impulsive purchases. If you feel tempted to buy anything when the price is dropping, don't put all your money in at once. Do it in small installments so that you can do dollar price averaging if you have strong conviction. Just be careful. So that's about it. Thanks for your support and thanks for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe. Your like does matter because it lets more people see the channel, and it will help me to come up with more material, and we'll have more interaction in the community. And maybe I could start doing live streams if I have around 100 subscribers. So we can do a live stream at a time that is suitable for most of the viewers and subscribers, and have more interaction and question and answers while the market is still on. So I'm looking forward to that. So thank you very much, subscribers now. Looking forward to go to 50. Bye for now. Take care.